Before we get into the video, I just wanted to bring up a few stats because seemingly enough, whenever I happen to talk about DV or IPV, you will have in a heterosexual relationship, a lot of women want to chime in and try to state that, oh yeah, men this and men that, and black men this and black men that. When realistically, I've talked about these types of relationships dealing with all parameters of sexuality. So I feel as though that I need to go back in and re-bring up this information to see if those exact same people who want to chime in and buck up when it deals with a heterosexual relationship, if they're going to have the exact same thing when it deals with a lesbian relationship going through the exact same things. I want to see if they're going to be so vocal as they normally are. 9 times out of 10 when I do these videos, they're not. So I got a few things directly up here, so I'm just going to read through them. One of them says, black lesbian friend says that she only dates white women because there is less DV in interracial couples. Gay men and lesbian women experience IPV at similar rates to heterosexual couples. A 2015 research review by the Williams Institute at UCLA found that 25.2% of gay men and 40.4% of lesbians experience IPV or intimate partner violence in their lifetime, compared to 28.7% of heterosexual men and 32.3% of heterosexual women. The review notes that these differences are not considered statistically significant. Next, we have the CDC also stated that 43.8% of lesbian women reported experiencing physical violence, stalking, or rape by their partners. The study notes that out of those 43.8%, 2/3, 67.4%, reported exclusively female perpetrators. We also have some dealing with topics. Underneath that, we have how common is DV in the LGBTQIA community? The rate of DV and statistics about abuse within the LGBTQ community are difficult to determine because of the high number of unreported cases. However, the 2010 National IPV and SV survey found that 44% of lesbian women, 61% of bisexual women, 26% of gay men, and 37% of bisexual men experience DV by an intimate partner at some point in their lives. She stated this: I became a victim of DV. The flesh is weak and salt looks like sugar. She came into my life with a mask on, pretending to be this loving person, so I didn't get a chance to see who she was without her mask until I actually moved in with her. The devil is deceitful. A lot of y'all saw right through her from the moment I posted her, but love is blind, but now I can see. She made a video first, so I decided to share my experience. If you don't like it, spare me with the negativity, please, because this woman has already tried to break me and my child behind closed doors.
Domestic violence is never okay. So yes, she telling y'all the truth in the video. She attacked me for the last time and she got arrested. Once she finally attacked me for that last time and pulled that knife on me in front of my kid, I called and got her arrested. Honestly, I'm not scared to get on here and say that I'm devastated and that I'm hurt, because I am. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, Key, delete it. Key, don't put your business out. Key, don't say this and that. But I had to tell somebody. I love each and every one of y'all that support me, but I will admit I am one of the ones that's guilty of making things look good online, but when that camera turned off, it's not. I finally got out of a relationship that my followers, my friends, my family, everyone close around me told me that something is not right about this woman. She don't look right. Her vibes is not right. Look how she looking at you. She don't really like you. She using you. So many people, including all of y'all, tried to tell me. We met only 6 months ago because I guess some of my videos kept popping on her feed and she kept leaving comments, shooting her shot. We started talking, getting to know each other, and y'all already know, we did the U-Haul Leslie thing. Like, lesbians move fast. You know, she wanted me to move in with her right away, and things just went downhill from after that. I ended up moving in with this woman back in May. From the time that I moved in with this woman, y'all seen the videos. I cook for her and I cater to her every single day. I gave my all to this woman. I spent all my money on her. I pay all her bills. I get her hair done, her nails done. I'm taking her on trips. Like, I do everything for this woman. Like, she used me for all I had and then tried to kick me when I was down. I told her from the beginning, by me being only 25 and by her being 48, please don't try to manipulate me. I've dated older people before her, and when people get somebody that's young and just a kind person like me, they take that for stupidity. And throughout the whole relationship from the jump, that's all she been doing is manipulating me, wanting to control me. She wants to mother me. The minute that I don't do what she says, she gets mad. The minute that she can't control me, she gets mad. I moved in with my kid and she knew I had a kid. Guess what? She doesn't like my baby. She doesn't interact with my baby. She doesn't talk to my baby, take any pictures with my baby, do anything with my baby. And every time my baby make a move in the house, she hid my baby. She didn't ever want my baby in the same room as her. She didn't ever want to interact and look at my baby. She wanted me for lust. She wanted to lust on me, but my child had to be disqualified from the situation. She always complained, calling us dirty. My house wasn't dirty till y'all moved in. And then y'all, anybody that got towels, y'all know. Like, I'm literally just speaking from the heart right now. Like, she completely, what's the word I'm looking for? She just completely downed my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, every day. I get called fat. I get called sloppy. She doesn't like for me to even do the content. Like, anytime I want to do something in the house, she say, why you didn't run it by me first? Why you didn't make sure it was okay with me first? Why you didn't ask me first? She monitors all of my phones. She said I had to give her full access. She took over my bank account. She tried to get into my social media accounts. I've been friends with one of my friends for almost 10 years. Guess what? She said I had to cut my friend off. Why? Because she kept calling. So now we acting like we go together. Like, I can't even have friends in this relationship. I can't go outside in this relationship. I can't do nothing if it's not centered around her in this relationship. And whenever I get angry and try to defend myself back, I always get beat up. I've done had conversation with my followers on Instagram because I didn't know who to go to. Like, that's all she ever did was put her hands on me and curse me out, make me feel low, trying to strip me for everything that I work for. Like, all she wanted to do was make me feel insecure because my light is shining. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm human. Yeah, I fed into the devil. What I'm referring to when I said she got me out of character, it was verbal. I never put my hands on her, not one time. Every time she attacked me, all I could do was use all my strength to get her up off of me. Like, it's a huge height difference if y'all didn't even know. I'm 5'3" and she's 6 feet tall. Do the math. That verbally abused me so much. Yes, it got to the point where I started doing it back to her. I started calling her out her name back. Everything was a reaction on my end because I really just came into her life to try to love on her. Y'all seen from the videos, I was catering and cooking for her. The type of reactions that she was giving to me, and I was only trying to love her. Yeah, I got out of character a few times because my feelings was hurt. And I'm really not a fighter. I really didn't want to fight her because I loved her. I never threw a punch. But yes, she has disclosed with me and even the officers when she got arrested, she does have mental issues. I don't think that she's on any medication, but she has always been open about her mental illness. I feel like if you scroll down, all the way down on her TikTok, she discusses it too. So that's another thing that we have to take into the situation right now, that this woman is mentally ill. So that was another red flag that I should have just ran away from. Like, she admitted to me that she got bipolar disorder. She said anxiety too, but a lot of us have anxiety. I do as well. She said she has personality disorder. A lot of times I catch her talking to herself, so I think it's a little bit of schizophrenic in there. And she makes up these different personalities, these different people in her head that she'll sit and talk to. Like, for example, she'll be like, okay, everybody ready? Everybody okay? And I'll think she's talking to me, and if I respond, she'll be like, no, I'm talking to them. So that's the whole thing about it. Like, we dealing with somebody that's not even 100% mentally stable, and I guess that's why she did all this stuff to me. The last straw was that I just clearly asked her, where was my vape pen? I bought me and her a vape pen. I guess she lost it or whatever. And when I asked her about it, she went ballistic on me. And she told me to go and get out her face because I'm irritating. And she called me out my name. And then we just parted ways. She was in one room, I was in the other room. Now she walking back and forth, slamming doors, throwing shit at me. She went. At this moment, I'm just hurt, y'all. I'm sitting on the couch looking stupid. She went to the mailbox. She got my package out the mailbox. She came and threw it at me. She went back in the room, continued to slam doors. I said, all right, I could slam doors too. I bust in the room not knowing she was behind the door. She got hit with the door. When I tell y'all this woman has beat me like I'm somebody on the street, all in my face, like I didn't even take footage because I didn't think I was going to tell y'all, but my face was swole earlier because she punched me in my face. I took so many punches to the face till I almost fell out unconscious. Then when I finally gathered myself to get back on the couch, I called my ex. I said, this is the last time I'm going to let this woman put her hands on me. I called my ex. I'm bawling, crying to my ex. I was like, can you please just come help me get out of here? She went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife. She pulled a knife on me in front of my child. She ran me out the house because she had already ripped my shirt. So she ran me out the house with no clothes on. I had to bang on the neighbor's door to call the police because she chasing me with a knife in front of my child.
So again, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is the fact that a lot of Black women always get online and posture themselves and state that, oh, we care about Black women. They want to give this narrative online. You see it all the time on a lot of pages where Black women say that they severely care about Black women and the things that take place and happen, especially if DV is involved. But it's only specifically if the DV or the IPV is done by a Black male, only by a Black male. And as some of the comments that I showed you before, you had Black women up there stating that, yeah, we all know why it is that DV like this does not get talked about, why it doesn't get highlighted. They're telling you. Those are other Black women who are in lesbian relationships stating why it is that these things don't get highlighted by Black women in general. And that's because Black women do not care. If it has zero to do with a Black man, it is not on the radar. It is not on the menu. It is not on the itinerary for lunch at all. And that's the shameful part. You have this Black woman. And to me, I felt like she was pretty. I like big girls. And then on top of that, she can cook. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, the food that she cooks, because she's a personal chef. So what she basically does is she, in a sense, catalogs all of the stuff that she cooks online for people, right? So when people put up their retainer or what have you, she then goes and cooks a meal. Some people are specific, like steak, shrimp, this, that, and the third. And she'll go to the store. She'll show you going to the store, buying the groceries, and then how she prepares it. She'll even break down the recipes and different things like that, show you the before, in the middle, and the after. And all the food looks beautiful. If I was rich, let me tell you, she would be my personal chef. I would be right. Let me tell you, she would be my personal chef. And I would have the most amazing in shape body, let me tell you, because she knows how to cook. Literally, if she could also do sushi, oh, it's over. It is over. But again, like I happen upon her page and I'm like, yo, she is skilled at cooking. And I'm like, that just made me like follow and watch like more and more of the content. And then I ran across this video and I was like, wow. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm like, why is it that looking at it, I'm like, why is it that women are talking about this? Because the main thing from my understanding of being a Black man is that a lot of Black women in general will say that Black men are the most dangerous. Black men are enemy number, let me further correct myself. Black women will say that straight Black men are the enemy, that straight Black men are enemy number one. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. I'm like, how did I get directly on this list, right? Because, there's Hawking in general. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever, it's cool. That's your perspective. That's your point of view. I have no problem. Y'all had your own instances with whatever Black men directly out there. Within that, that is your reasoning for saying what it is that you want to say. Fine. But then when I decided to delve a little bit deeper into the topic of DV, I then found the side dealing with both lesbians and gay Black men. But more so on this topic, on the other video that I did before, this is specifically talking about the Black lesbians directly out here. And through my research, I did not know or understand that the DV was again so high. And I'm like, this is crazy, because the main thing that people have stated is that if you take men out of the equation, then women will not suffer anything, because primarily and only do, violence, IPV, and other circumstances happen only by way of men. That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught. Those are the statistics that people give out. Those are the conversations that people have verbally on blogs, on social media, books, what have you. But the hidden thing is the fact that you have a lot of women, and specifically Black women, that perform those exact same acts on other Black women. And I'm like, wow. And if you don't believe me, there's tons of blogs, there's threads out there, just like I found the one that I showcased to you guys before. There's tons of threads and everything like that. And you have Black women in there giving their own opinion from what it is that they have specifically faced from other Black women. So again, I'm just trying to figure out, where is the actual love and caring and respect for Black women? Black women say that they are the most disrespected, but only when it deals with, in a sense, the top priority, Black men, and when it deals with the world. But within that, you don't hear them add themselves as a disrespecting factor as well, as a devaluing factor as well, as a dangerous factor as well. And from what a lot of these Black women in these lesbian relationships have stated, is that some of the hardened versions of women, the butch side of that, they tend to take on the quote unquote negative qualities of men, and they try to identify that as being masculine. And then they later stated as well in some of the comments that it's to the point where those same exact women are on TikTok making fun of DV and IPV situations when it deals with women and women. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, at no point in time is any of that funny, because those same women wouldn't be laughing if it was their daughter, if it was their niece, if it was their mom, if it was their aunt, if it was their grandmother. They wouldn't be laughing. None of those women who are making fun of DV situations would ever go to a DV shelter and hear stories of those women and then decide to start like laughing frantically and making jokes about it. They would never do it. They would never do it. But like I said, it's very weird to me how the world is at this moment in time, and also how it is that people want to only make it seem as though that this happens from specifically 100% one segment of the demographic. And again, it's shameful that women of all walks don't want to highlight and talk about how women treat other women in relationships, especially Black women. Like I said before, and I've tried to tell people, for me, looking at all of the stuff that I've known, I don't really see that there is a real type of sisterhood. I see that there's fraudulency out here. I see that people are, in a sense, lying in order to have some type of stance. But realistically, I don't, in a sense, see a sisterhood, especially with a group that cannot seem to get along with one another, either if they're heterosexual or if they're in a lesbian relationship. Like I said, y'all can say that I'm wrong, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong numbers or what have you. You can try to debate, well, realistically, men are, this ain't dealing with men. This is not dealing with men. This is not dealing with men. This is not dealing with men. So keep it directly on the topic of the partnership of women with other women, more specifically Black women being in a DV relationship with other Black women. Talk about that. Because all the time we hear how it is that, Black men, they loathe and hate Black women, and they hate themselves and yada, but nobody wants to delve deep into this. And I'm like, isn't that amazing? Very amazing. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.